Welcome to the Tamworth FC Social, a podcast all about Tamworth Football Club. Brett, Graham and myself are joined by a very special guest for this episode. Please welcome Tamworth Football Club's Tom Tonks. How are you doing, Tom?
Yeah, very well, mate. Thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, very well. Thank you for sparing us your valuable time and joining us for this podcast.
That's no problem.
So, September, a very good month for Tamworth and a very good month for you as well. A key role in that winning goal at AFC Fylde, and then your gravity-defying winner at Braintree. Are you still dining out on that winning goal?
I've watched it a few times since, and I'm still asking myself how it actually went in. I really don't know. The thought process behind the goal was just going to be a 50-50 tackle. And then all of a sudden, I've just looked up and I've seen their keeper scrambling. So, yeah, it's still bizarre, but, all that matters is the 3 points, really. So that to get us off to, back-to-back wins as it was then. So, yeah, it was good, mate. But it's at the end of the day, it's just another goal, isn't it? So a good one at that, but it's 3 points.
You do have form, though, don't you, of a cracking long-range strike. I was looking through the archives and re-watching your goal for Stourbridge against Peterborough Sports. I mean, that was, I would say the goal against Braintree was kind of Ronaldinho-esque, but that one was maybe more Beckham-esque.
Yeah, like I said to you from the previous podcast, we share the same looks as well. But yeah, it's good, mate. Like I say, it's always nice to score, but when they're from a long distance, seem to get a little bit more, well publicised, than they on social media. My phone blew up as well after the Braintree game. And people, I was just saying, just the power of social media these days is just crazy. Because I think I had a tweet from some Italian sports news and then someone in Kuwait as well. I'm going, this is so mad. It was just bizarre, but yeah, I do have previous. I think the goal against Peterborough Sports with Stourbridge, I think it had 1 million views in a week or something like that. So that was quite good. But I had hair back then as well. So
how are you finding life in the National League? How does it compare with the North? What's what's the key differences that you're sort of seeing so far?
I think we've been in every game, apart from the obvious one, which was Barnet, which that was the difference between part-time and full-time. The gaffer and Champs spoke to their gaffer after the game, and they did a whole day's analysis on us. Now, that is credit to ourselves, I think. And, they found a way to exploit us. One being that they couldn't give away throws. That was bizarre. So for us as a team, we've been in every game, I think. Even York, I think, where they dominated the ball for a large period. We still had chances, to make the game interesting and stuff. So the gaffer always says to us, stay in games, because we have got players that can score goals, or we have got players that, can get the ball in the box from different angles, whether that's myself, Jordan, or, we found out Nash has got an half a long throw as well. So it's good, but it's been tough. Every game's tough. But we found that in the North as well. There was a lot of games where there were 1-0. So we know, from them scorelines that every game is tough. But has it been an eye-opener? Like I say, the Barnet game was. But I feel like we've been in every game, and we've got some good players, really good players that should probably be in the National League anyway. So has it been tough? Yes, but do we feel out of our depth? Definitely not.
The thing is, you can see that all the players, the one thing they always do, all the players all work so hard. Every one of you just works so hard. And you can certainly see that, because I think we were all saying, I wonder how we'll fare, will we be competitive? And you could see, after the first game, that we were going to be competitive. And at times, I guess that there's you see some of the team's kind of qualities, and they've obviously had a bit more time to prepare, but then just the work rate is even the other night against Fylde, like the way they were passing it at the start, but they weren't really getting anywhere with it. Yeah. But Tamworth are very effective at just being direct and just getting where they need to. So it's interesting how it's panning out.
Yeah, it is, mate. Like Champs is a big believer on doing the fundamentals right. So we know we can be, what's the word I'm looking for? We can be in control of games without having control of the ball. Like you say, Fylde were passing it round the back, but we got them in front of us. So was it easy? No, because they had good movement, and like you say, they've got players in front areas that can hurt you. But we try and keep a good shape, and like I keep saying, stay in games. If we can stay in games, we know we can get something. Even like the Sutton game, the first game, it was 1-1. We've conceded late on, it was disappointing. But after the first game, we felt like we do belong at this level, and it is a big step up. Like someone said to me, how are you going to do it? You're going to be favourites to go down. I said, well, it probably is. That because you're going from a part-time league to a full-time league, the step up is probably Championship to Premier League level for us. That's probably how it feels at times. But as we're going on, I think we're 11, 12 games in now, and we feel like we've been in every game. So is it a big step up? Like I say, yes, but we feel that we can compete in every game. We've seen Barnet to a favourite to win the league, and they gave us what we probably deserved on the day because we made mistakes and stuff. But in any other game apart from that, I think we've done well. I mean, Eastleigh, we went to Eastleigh. They were in good form, and we should have nicked it right at the end. Creaney's had a header from a free kick from myself, and we still had their keeper pulled off 2 or 3 good saves. So it's good, mate. We're enjoying it. It's not going to be as successful as last season, but we know our aims. And we know what we've got to do to, in hindsight, stay up.
What's so different about this team compared to others that you've played in before? Because obviously, back-to-back promotions is something that's a big achievement for the club, and obviously you've come into it last season as well, and played for the club previously too. So what's so different about the squad this time around?
It's very hard to put it on, but there's such a winning mentality. Like you've got Ben Milnes and Curls that have won leagues, 3 years running. Do you know what I mean? And it's not very often you can find in any team that anybody's done that. Do you know what I mean? Unless you're dropping down levels and then trying to work way back up to go back to back 3 times for some players is good. Even to do 2 is very good. But I think keeping a nucleus of every squad from every season has helped as well. It is good, and there's no specific thing that I can pinpoint apart from we've got good players that probably haven't found the level. So to keep going and just keep going is, eventually it probably will peak and you will, find your level. But there's no specific point, but we've got good players who can win games of football. So evidently that's winning leagues at the end of it.
I think it's clear as well with this squad, everyone knows exactly what their part is in the team as well. So do you feel this season that much of the game plan's adapted by coming into a full-time league, or because obviously the new players pretty much, they've just slotted straight in as well?
Yeah, I think because the Gaffer and Champs, they just simplify football. There's not everybody knows their job straight away. Depending on what formation you come up against, the majority are normally 4-3-3, so it's matchups. Like you get the better of your man, and if 7 or 8 of us get, better than our man, you're probably going to win more games of football than you're not. So it's just so simple. We're probably not going to be the most free-throwing, pass it around the back team because we've got players that just want to defend, and it's as simple as that. And it's just simple football, and they don't try and confuse anything or anybody. So as soon as someone comes in the dressing room and they play, they know what they've got to do straight away.
This set of players is probably my favourite set of players since I very first started going down when I was 14. When I compare it to that, this is the same kind of feeling for this squad that I had then, and I was a kid then. So
yeah, who would have been playing then? Would Darren Boyfield be there and players like that?
no, it was well before then. I'm glad you think I'm that young.
I think it's just because I'm that old.
It was it was when Mark Hooper, the Oval manager, was our manager. So it was when we were FA Cup third round against Stoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I say, Christian Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a right back. He's literally my best mate. He lives literally just round the corner. So I'd used to come and watch when I didn't have a game myself. I'd always come and watch and stuff. And Ryan Beswick's, good friend of mine in jazz as well. So yeah, I've always seen the teams and stuff. And like you say, I had a previous couple of spells before, if you want to, with COVID and stuff. But this is, we've got some very good players now.
Interested, Tom, where how you'd rate Andy Peakes as a manager, because we did an episode a few months back. We sort of said he's already got legend status just because of how the last few years have gone.
Well, there's not many managers go back to back. I can't imagine. I'm not sure if there's any at Tamworth, but there's not many I can think of really. So he's got to be up there. But like I say, he's just so simple. He doesn't confuse anything. Do you know what I mean? It's just, where you are, you know what to do. It's just so simple. It's just simple football. And I think sometimes, like you say, some managers try and confuse it with, rotations and we need to put the ball in this area at this time and stuff. But the gaffer's found a way to win football games and win leagues. So he deserves a hell of a lot of credit. And, he's one of the best managers Tamworth have had, and he's up there for me as well.
Players must really, really respect that as well. Yeah. And that makes them want to stay, because obviously we've had a number of players that have stayed, and I don't know the kind of offers they get from other clubs and stuff like that, but to have that kind of stability and the way you're going to play, and it's just I suppose, you build up a bit of a rapport like that as well with the manager. Then I suppose it just makes you want to. It makes you want to be at the club, and if all the players are like that, then
there's players this season that and probably not making squads, but they're still turning up to training. Do you know what I mean? Like Ty Deakin, he still turns up to training, but he's not made one squad yet. Kai Williams was out with the squad and he played against Faldham. It's unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? It's just everybody wants to be around, and it can be frustrating because everybody wants to play. Do you know what I mean? But the lads are sticking around. I mean, we've gone from maybe a squad of 18 to a squad of like 22, 23 players, and it's going to be difficult for a gaffer to get everybody minutes through pre-season and stuff. So it's hard for him as well, and frustrating for players. It's trying to find that balance, and I think having the extra 2 subs this season has probably helped as well, because he can get a few more in the squad and making 5 subs. But it's overall it's a good place to be. From the chairman, Steve and Bob, and Archie, who does a lot, and Jonesy and Degsy. It's just a good place to be.
Did it help you, Tom, having played a few matches in the National League before? Did you think, maybe not as a collective, but personally, did that help you going into this season?
I didn't play many, to be fair. But you know what to expect. You know that players you're coming up against are going to be big and strong. From when I first played in the couple of games that I played, I come up against Boreham Wood, my first start, and I'm going, they're all 6'2" and strong, and I'm going, I think I was only 24, 25, and I'm going, I actually feel like a little boy here. But no, like you say, I'm a little bit more prepared, and I knew what was coming. I know we were going to be big, quick and strong, and that's exactly what they are. So you try and prepare yourself as much as you can, being part-time. Like, you have to go to the gym and stuff, and it's good, yeah, but it's exciting at the same time, because like I love football and I love playing football. So yeah, it's good to go to these, like being a Wolves fan as well, go into, your Oldhams and your Rochdales that Wolves have played in League One when they were back there. So yeah, it's good, and long may it continue.
What's your sort of aims then, or as a team for this season? Is it just staying up, or is it thinking bit further up than that? Now that you've kind of got those first 11, 12 games out of the way.
Yeah, like I say, we don't feel out of our depth, but I think always as a promoted side, your first aim is to get to those 40 points, as I say, to try and stay up, and then anything after that's a bonus. But I don't think the gaffer's not spoke to me personally about aims. But like I say, for any newly promoted club, it is get to that 40 points and then see where it takes you. And I think that was exactly the same last year. It was get to those 40 points and then see where it takes you. And like last season, you never actually know where it could take you.
I was just going to ask what you thought about the FA Cup draw.
Well, Macclesfield are a big side, aren't they? Like a big club. They've got a big name who's now managing them, looking after them, or whatever he's doing. And, like I say, I love football, so I watch a lot of YouTube highlights and stuff. And Macclesfield are one that I do watch, and they've got some very good players. So for anybody that thinks, they're step 3 and we're step 1, as such, it's going to be 4-0. No. It's not going to be like that. They like us. They've got players that shouldn't be playing at that level. You got the likes of John Rooney. I think he was at Barrow last year, wasn't he? In League 2, and he scored in worldie after worldie for them. And they've got the Justin Johnson from Chorley, who was, meant to be going higher. And then they got Danny Elliott from Scunthorpe. So they're a full-time team again, but it's at home, so we fancy ourselves to beat anybody. Same as anybody that comes down to our ground. It's that old chestnut saying your home form's got to be good for any promoted team, and it makes no difference whether that's the FA Cup or FA Trophy. But yeah, they'll bring a few fans as well. I think it'll be, I'm not sure how much Tamworth holds, but probably close to a sellout, I'd imagine.
Yeah. We'll look forward to giving Savage some stick.
I'm going to remind him of when Paulins bullied him at the Molyneux.
Guess so then, Tom, if Tamworth could get to the third round, Wolves away would be a dream tie.
Oh, yeah, very much. Like you mentioned Stourbridge earlier, I got to captain. We played Wickham in the third round, and we lost 2-1. Akinfenwa scored in the 84th minute, I think he was. And I think we'd have had Tottenham away in the next round, because that's who they got, which is a bit disappointing. But yeah, that would be the dream.
How would you sum up sort of being involved in a part-time club or a part-time player? Because I imagine there's a lot of fans in the National League who probably are quite oblivious to sort of the day-to-day life and how it works.
I've never known anything different from being part-time. I've not been lucky enough to, have full-time football, but it can be tough. As fans, you just see the lads turning up to games and stuff, but there's some lads, I'm quite lucky, I don't have a grafting job as such, but there's some lads that are on site, bricklaying, builders and stuff, do you know what I mean, or working in factories, and that's all they've ever known as well. So it is what it is. We're dealt the cards that we're given, so we have to go to work and we have to play football. If we don't want to do it, we wouldn't do it, do you know what I mean? But it's tough. Like I say, I think Foyled, I got back in bed at 1:30 and I'm up at 5 o'clock to go to the gym before work. And it is tough, but it is what it is. We wouldn't do it if we didn't love it.
Fair play to you, mate. Clearly paying off anyway.
Yeah, it certainly is, isn't it?
I got to keep throwing these medicine balls about the gym.
How many gym sessions do you have to do a week then with like the fitness for?
So I'm pretty stupid and I go every day.
Wow.
Even before training, I do like upper body on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Do they like Tamworth give you like a training regime, or
so Alex has come in. I don't know whether you've seen Alex in the dugout.
Yeah.
Young lad, he was at Kitty last year as the S&C coach. So yeah, he's gave a plan for everybody. But me being myself, like I say, I've been doing it for a long while. I'm 33 now, and I kind of know my own body, and I know what I need on a Friday. Do you know what I mean? So, some of the lads, what Alex has given them might work for them, but personally for myself, I kind of know what keeps me ticking over and what gets me ready for games and stuff. So, it is tough, but like I said, I'm not sure how many times lads go to the gym, but I'm up at Sunday morning, in the gym most days for 7 on a Sunday just to do a little bit of recovery and stuff, or if I'm not playing, getting some extra bits in.
I think it was pretty evident, like last season into this season, how fit the Tamworth team were. Like that was definitely really, really obvious last season. I remember thinking these are definitely got the fittest team in the league. Everyone was putting in an extra yard everywhere, and that I guess that's been the case sometimes this season as well.
Well, we've scored late goals, haven't we? So it just proves that. We was having a conversation on the way back from Braintree, actually, and I think they're like a hybrid type thing. I'm not sure. I think all 4 days. And we actually said we shouldn't be scoring late goals against these full-time teams. I just think that, again, just proves what we've got in the dressing room. We have drive to win games of football. And I just think you don't get tired when you're winning. That's my mentality anyway. So, we just keep doing it. And when you're on the pitch, you're not actually thinking, well, these are full time. You're just thinking about scoring a goal or stopping a goal. Do you know what I mean? So you can come up with all the excuses in the world, but we just want to win games of football.
I just want to say again, thanks for joining us, Tom. It's been great.
No, it's not. Honestly, lads, I think I've probably listened to, unless I've missed one. I don't remember missing one, but
amazing.
I think I listen. It's great what you do because you don't have to do it. You do it because you love Tamworth, or you like Tamworth, love Tamworth. But it's good.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Just keep up the good work and keep supporting because the lads are trying to do everything. But yeah, it's good. Keep travelling the other end of the country, especially Brett. Plymouth, the Gateshead is a long, long way.
Yeah.
I think we've got Hartlepool on a Tuesday night, haven't we?
Yeah, we have, yeah.
Yeah, all the best for that. I'm getting up for work the next day. But no, lads, thanks for having me on. It was good.
Our pleasure.
Oh, it's been our pleasure, Tom. Thank you so much.
No problem.
That's all for this episode of the Tamworth FC Social podcast. Thank you for listening. You can follow us on social media at TFC Social Pod. If you enjoy the podcast, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and give this episode a like. It really helps us grow our audience. Until next time, goodbye.